Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omni viewer, and I bet you're wondering, are there any updates regarding Godzilla vs. Kong? Anything, I'll take anything at this point. Please, I'm like a man in the desert, I'm hungry and I'm thirsty, I just need something. Well, I've been keeping my eyes open, and there's bad news and potentially good news. I'll start with the bad news. As I'm sure you've heard, this year's Comic-Con is going to be online. And a lot of people were thinking that this would be the place where the trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong would finally make its debut. I mean, it would have to be, right? Well, sorry folks, but according to the schedule, there's nothing about Godzilla vs. Kong. In fact, Warner Brothers isn't going to be there at all, apparently. They are not on the schedule. Some Warner-owned properties are on the schedule, like DC Comics, for example, but Warner Brothers in general, no. Which means that the films they're going to be releasing, unless they of course tie into one of those other sub-companies, aren't going to have a presence at Comic-Con. Apparently Legendary Comics has a panel, but there's no guarantee that they'll be talking about the Godzilla vs. Kong prequels that are coming, so at this point, there's nothing regarding Godzilla vs. Kong at Comic-Con. That may sound disappointing at first, but maybe there's hope on the horizon. I must stress that this is far from confirmed. However, it is possible we may be getting the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer a different way. As I'm sure you've heard, a lot of movie theaters which are beginning to reopen are drawing people back in with showings of older films. By which I mean films that already were in theaters and are technically available on other platforms, but since there's no experience quite like seeing a movie in a theater, they're doing re-showings of those films to try and get people back in, remind them of what the experience is like. One of the movies that will be re-released is Christopher Nolan's Inception, one of the most popular Christopher Nolan films that doesn't have Batman in it. No doubt this is likely related to the release of another Christopher Nolan film, Tenet, that's also coming out this year. Well, reportedly, and I must again stress that this is not confirmed, but reportedly, the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer will be attached to that re-release. And I suppose I also should have mentioned Inception will return to theaters on July 31st. GVK won't be the only trailer allegedly attached to this release. It's also suspected that Dune and Wonder Woman 1984 will have previews attached. And of course, any new trailers that are attached to these films will likely be on the internet before too long. Now again, I have to emphasize that this is not confirmed. It's the most we've heard for a while, and hopefully it's something. If it doesn't end up materializing, there's no reason to give up hope. In fact, this is all feeling very familiar. Way back in 2013, the first look anybody got at Godzilla 2014 was a convention-exclusive teaser that was never meant to be publicly released and was taken down whenever somebody uploaded a bootleg version on YouTube. And we didn't get the official theatrical teaser until December of that year, for a movie which I remind you was released the following May. For Godzilla vs. Kong, the circumstances are different, but the scenario still feels somewhat familiar. The first look we got was something made exclusively for a convention that was never meant to be released publicly and kept getting taken down whenever somebody uploaded it online, and now here we are wondering when we'll get a trailer for something that's going to be released in May of next year. So if nothing materializes at the end of July, we may have to wait until December. This is all a lesson in patience. I suggest we learn from it. Again, I can't say with any certainty that the teaser will be attached to Inception's re-release. That's just what's on the rumor mill for now. For all of the rumor control I do on this channel, even I admit that sometimes rumors have a basis in reality. I don't know if this is one of those times, we can certainly hope, but if it's not, we'll get something at some point. In the meantime, we simply continue to wait, which is what I'm going to do now. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, then go down to the description to find links to follow us on DeviantArt, Patreon, and Twitter. While you're there, you'll also find the Amazon links for the original novels Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, and The Occult Mafia. 2 books I think you'll really enjoy. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.